What is up, y'all? It's Arctic Gemini, back with another video, and in today's video, me and you are going to be looking at my Minecraft Hogwarts, which is part 2, because I did release a video a while back where I toured all of the Harry Potter attractions in my world, and since then, I have made substantial changes to not only the castle, but also, I have made terrain. Over 1 million stone placed, and I have bone milled moss over 1 million times. It is one of my most... I hate it now. If I could never look at moss again, I would. But it's such a beautiful block, so I'll have to. But let's first get started. First, at Planet Dragonod, because he gave me this amazing design in his tutorials. You can find it on his YouTube channel at Planet Dragonod. I have changed it a bit. His original tutorial is for the Order of the Phoenix Hogwarts, and this is not the Order of the Phoenix Hogwarts. This is actually the Deathly Hallows Hogwarts. Now, some of the interior is finished, some of it isn't. I'm currently in the middle of changing all the roofs from dark oak to deep slate, polished deep slate tiles, which in my opinion, does look better for the darker aesthetic that the 7th movie has. Now, the first thing you'll notice is we have a boathouse now. We did not in the last video that I showed this in. And also, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that the Great Hall is longer by 3 windows. I forgot I'm not wearing my elytra. Usually I'll have one on. That was really embarrassing. Anyways, let's first take a look at the changes that I made to the castle. This courtyard has become substantially bigger, and also the Viaduct bridge has moved from going this ways to going that a ways. And we have these 2 buildings over here, which are brand new. You have the boathouse, which is brand new. I'll show you down there in a minute. And then you have the greenhouses. This is all the substantial changes to the castle, besides the difference in the quad building or west wing entrance, or quad entrance roof, where now we do have this area up here where multiple scenes of Battle of Hogwarts take place, but this is where Snape stands in the opening of the 7th movie. He stands right here and he watches the kids march into the Great Hall. Anyways, sorry about the lag, but anyways, now to the terrain. Sorry, a little dyslexic moment there. I have taken some creative liberties when it comes to the terrain, because I can't actually find any high-resolution pictures of the terrain of Hogwarts. But first off, that's Hogsmeade Station. First off, to the boathouse. The boathouse holds the world map, so I'm not going to go too far in there yet. But here is the boat that is hanging on the top of the boathouse at all times. You can see it in multiple shots. I did end up going for the first movie boathouse with the 7th movie castle. So like I said, creative liberties. Now, as you can see, a lot of the terrain is not finished. So basically from right here, going that way, going east, it's all finished. Going west, it's not. And then you can see the plans for the owlery and the Quidditch pitch. But first off, let me go down to the courtyard around here. We now have the wooden bridge, which, you know, does get blown up in the 7th movie. R.I.P. Wooden Bridge, one of my favorite spots in Hogwarts. Because Mr. Finnegan has a particular something in pyrotechnics. He can blow stuff up. And then you have the area where Hermione punches Draco, one of the best scenes in the 3rd movie. And Hagrid's hut. R.I.P. Robbie Coltrane. I do actually have a Robbie Coltrane memorial of Hagrid's hut somewhere in the world. And you can see we have just a horse with iron horse armor from Buckbeak, because we don't have hippogriffs, sadly. No interior as of yet. There is one in the memorial. And here we have the Forbidden Forest. Now, I'll get to that in just a second, but over here you have Aragog's lair. Now you can see we have a couple of spiders over here, and I'm not going to make Aragog. He would be way too big. If someone would like to make a model of Aragog, I will try and find a way to add him to the world. But now, right here. So many of you are familiar with the game Hogwarts Legacy, which came out recently. Or not recently, it came out last year, I think February, but that's still kind of recently. And in Hogwarts Legacy, there are ruins, castle ruins, housing ruins, that you can explore in the Forbidden Forest. So I went ahead and took some creative liberties and built one of my own. Now you can see these aren't vanilla blocks. These are from an add-on that I have active in this world. I thought they added some extra flair. Now here's what I'm talking about the stone and the moss. Amazing view of the castle, by the way. But you can see just how much moss that there is. And if we go underneath of it, it's not that, like, it's dark, but you can see just all of this moss was stone, like how this is, that I had to bone meal. And don't even get me started on the amount of trees. I just put this off for like 4 days because I didn't want to plant all these trees, and it took me like an hour and a half to plant every tree in this world. But anyways, now time for the much awaited interior, for me at least. I've been awaiting it. Also, I spent like a week trying to get the 15th anniversary cape. I think it looks really good. And when you put the elytra on, it just gives you a crown. Sick. A lot of the interior is unfinished, and I am probably going to redo at some point. That is missing a point. I have not noticed that as of yet until now. So let me get some night vision real quick, because I cannot see in here normally. Okay. Now if we enter, it is a bit laggy near the Great Hall area, so sorry about that. You have the statue of the architect right here in front of the big window. Then you have all of the statues. Now this is probably like a fifth of how many there were in the movie that McGonagall summons. Now if you enter here, we have the Great Hall. Now this is not finished. I still need to add some extra detail, but you do have the fireplace, all the banners, you have the teacher's area. You do have the point counter, which only appeared in the 7th movie, Part 2, for some reason. Never appeared in any other movie. Again, it's a bit laggy, so sorry for the lag. As we transition from the Great Hall into the Grand Staircase Tower, I have taken some creative liberties. Now, this is supposed to represent the 7th movie stairs, which I don't think I did a very good job of, because I wanted to keep the wood flooring, but also didn't want to stray from the stone vibe. Here you have the mosaic for the houses. Thought that looked cool. And then if you go up the first flight of stairs, then you will come to a doorway down here. Now this is the trophy room that Ron was tasked to clean in the... That's not supposed to have a pressure plate in his hand. I just keep noticing mistakes. The trophy room that Ron has to clean and keeps puking slugs all over, so he has to clean it like 30 times. I think there's a specific number he had to clean it, but I can't remember. And then up here is how you access this area up in the quad entrance roof, or quad entrance ceiling. Now, this is where a fight between Voldemort and Harry takes place. This is also where you see Fred and George, where they talk to each other as they watch the shield get put over Hogwarts. Now, There are other areas of this, like the third floor corridor, which is actually on what I believe is, yes, the third floor. That's second, that's first. So if you go down, that'll be Hufflepuff Common Room, so loosely based on Hogwarts Legacy. Here we have this, again, loosely based on Hogwarts Legacy. This is the kitchen's entrance, which I know it's not the painting, but... And then this is the Sleeping Dragon statue, again, from Hogwarts Legacy. It is not here in the game, but I decided to put it here in, my world because it filled some empty space. The kitchens are not finished. They will be in the next video that I tour this on. Or if you want a video of me building the kitchens, then I can build the kitchens on video. Here you have a corridor. This is actually lit up, so I don't need night vision in here. And you have the wine barrel that the Hufflepuff Common Room is in. And now, I'm going to cut to the Viaduct. See you in just a second. And we're at the Viaduct. So this is one of my favorite parts of Hogwarts, besides the clock tower. If you've watched my last video, you know that. But the only reason, it's like the top half that's my favorite. And the only reason for that is because it houses the library. Again, very empty, just random staircases everywhere. But it is because it houses the library. I love libraries. I try to include them in every single build I build. But if you do walk in here, you will notice just rows and rows and rows and rows of books. Now, there is a second floor to the library that you access with this ladder. Now, granted, a staircase probably would be more conventional, but for design purposes and space saving, I added a ladder. In here, you see restricted section, not how it looks in the movies, but you see just rows of tables and chairs and books all over the place. Chandelier, I love the design for the chandelier. And then the stained glass window that is on the Viaduct building. Now, I don't know if okay, so there is one more thing that I wanted to show you guys in this. Like, in this part of it. This is a long staircase, so I'm just going to cut to the top. Okay, we're just about at the top, guys, and this is the Ravenclaw Common Room. You never actually see this in the movies, and it is not based off of Hogwarts Legacy. This is completely my own interpretation. Now, that pressure plate is part of a Floo network, which I will get into in just a second. But if you go up here, another spiral staircase, you have the Wizards and the Witches dormitory. That's just a statue. They are the exact same. 2 beds down here. And I think there's 5 up here. But yeah, they're the exact same. Yep, 5. They're the exact same, just mirrored. Now, if you go back down, which I will, time to check out my Floo network. Now, it's not the best Floo network because it doesn't transport you immediately to where you want to go. But, give it a second, it transports you to what I call the Hall of Floo. Now, there is a lot of stuff I want to do with this, like different locations I want to add. All of the common rooms will be part of it. Now, currently we just have these 3. This one does not work. It leads to the old Hufflepuff common room, not the new one. Let's check out the Gryffindor common room. And now, we are in the Gryffindor common room. Ignore that. From the first couple movies, here you have the common room part. This would be the fireplace that Sirius's head comes out of in the 3rd movie. Great scene. Sirius Black is my favorite character besides Neville. Also, happy birthday, Neville. His birthday was yesterday. And happy birthday, Harry. But here you have the girls' dormitory. And then upstairs, you have the boys' dormitory, which I only put the boys' dormitory in the tower, or like the top of the tower, like the roof, because Harry sits in the window of the tower when he lets Hedwig like out to fly during the winter scene in the first movie, I want to say. But yeah, that's the interiors of Hogwarts. I forgot I can't fly underneath of it anymore. Here you have... Oh, no. Here you have the Slytherin common room. Again, pressure plates haven't been used in a while. Here you have the squid that slams its tentacle up against the glass every once in a while. You have the 2 chairs. You have 2 chairs, and then you have the witches, and you have the wizards. Now, these are not finished. These are very unfinished, actually. But they will be 2-leveled, just like the Ravenclaw common room. Although they will hold more beds. Now, you can see here the old Dumbledore's office and the old Hufflepuff common room, and then the Hall of Floo is just right here. But that is mainly my Hogwarts. Now, over here, I will add more terrain variation because it's just flat right now. And a forest, which I don't know if it's the Forbidden Forest in front of the school too, or just behind it. I do know that it wraps fully around and connects with the other one, so it might just be one full forest. But I'm not for sure. Now, I am going to take some creative liberties, a lot of creative liberties, with the placement of these. That is actually supposed to be further north that way, but also visible from this courtyard, apparently, and from the bridge. And I don't know how that works, so I'm just placing it there and calling it good. But anyways, that'll be all for today's video. Let me know if you do want to see a part 2 once I finish some of the terrain, or if you want to see an interior building series where I do build the interior of Hogwarts. And if you have any ideas for the interior, leave it down in the comments, and I will see you in the next video, whether that's a Bambia video or whether that's just another video. Okay, and with that, cue the outro.